New at 5, a Muskogee man is fighting against the clock and his insurance company to get a kidney. His big problem is more than just health. Fox 23's Alexa Mostrom learned his insurance is actually forcing him to travel for the surgery as well.
Christopher Fort had his life turned upside down 2 years ago when he got the news that his kidneys were failing. Now he's on a clock. Fort says he only has a couple months left to get the transplant.
When somebody gives you that date, and it's always in the back of your head, and that's not even my problem now with that being in the back of my head, is I feel it. I feel it every dialysis. I feel it every week. It's getting harder and harder to continue to work.
For most people, finding the donor is the hardest part. But Fort has the donor. That's not his problem.
I know one day, if I don't get this transplant, I'm not going to go home. I'm going to die in that chair or in the ER, and I'm not going to see my daughter anymore.
Fort got approved to have the transplant surgery done, and his insurance agreed to cover it. The problem? Insurance will only cover the surgery if it's done in Texas.
And they want you to go to what Blue Cross Blue Shield calls a Blue Distinct Center, a specific center, and Baylor is the closest one.
Fort has a couple problems. He has to raise $50,000 to cover out-of-pocket expenses, like an apartment, live-in nurse, and medicine. He will also have to have the surgery done hundreds of miles from his support system.
It's scary. I know I'm a big guy and I know I'm tough, but when you're going through this stuff and you feel alone, and it's the one thing here, I don't feel alone.
Despite his fear, Fort has been overwhelmed with support from his community.
My heart pours out. It's so amazing.
He has been receiving donations for weeks. Fort says he has hope, but a long way to go. He says at the very least, he hopes his story raises awareness about the need for organ donors.
There's people out there that their story's not getting out there. They're laying there hoping, waiting on a cadaver kidney.
For more information on organ donations or to find the GoFundMe, go to fox23.com and find this story. Covering news that matters, I'm Alexa Mostrom, Fox 23 News.
We do want to make an important note. Fort's insurance is Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is not the same as those traditional Blue Cross Blue Shield plans.